Booster. Go. Retro. Go. Vital. We're go flying. Guidance. Guidance go.
Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
I feel the need for speed.
You've got to ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Join us or die.
And welcome to Mark Groupie Outdoors, the podcast. Welcome back, everybody. Glad to have you all aboard. And we're just winding up our waterfowl season here in California. We just had the youth waterfowl season and the end of the regular waterfowl season a week before that. We got one more thing coming up. We got a 5-day late season goose hunt, so a lot of people will be hopefully getting to participate on that. Ryer, why don't you tell people how they can follow us on Mark Groupie Outdoors?
Do I have to? I mean, we say it every time, Mark.
We do say it every time. I'll let you talk about the Eagles winning the Super Bowl if you'll just plug us, please.
I guess I'll accept the deal. You can find us at Mark Groupie Outdoors on social media. That's Facebook and Instagram and the YouTube. And if you add a .com, you can also find us on the World Wide Web. And we're on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, all the above. In your dreams and nightmares.
You can't get rid of us.
No, we're everywhere. We're basically like Big Brother in 1984.
The ubiquitous Mark Groupie Outdoors. So how does it, are you hungover after that Eagles victory, Ryer?
No, I'm not. I knew I had to come into work this morning, so I didn't get too schnockered drunk last night.
Didn't want to play hurt this morning?
No, I didn't. I didn't want to have a blackout, and forget some of the glory that is the Philadelphia Eagles as world champions of the National Football League.
That was a pretty good game.
It was. It was a good game to watch. I think both the teams did a good job. Not really. The Patriots suck, and I hate them, and they did terrible, and I'm glad that they did terrible. But the Eagles did a really good job, and they won, so that's all that really matters.
Well, it was a great game. I don't know if they can lather, rinse, repeat with Carson Wentz next year.
We're not going to talk about that.
We're not going to talk about that.
We're going to just focus on that they won this year.
Bask in the glory of this year's victory.
Well, what happens with the Eagles is people like to start making all these predictions, like when they were supposed to be the dream team, and then for whatever reason, the Eagles just really like to disappoint people when they start making predictions. So we don't make predictions, and we just let them play, and then that's how we get to the Super Bowl.
Well, it's Philadelphia. They voted for Hillary. I don't know what more you can expect from them.
No comment. Those aren't my people.
Those aren't your people? All right. Well, we're as far as Mark Groupie Outdoors, we've just released a couple videos lately, just our waterfowl teaser, and we got some late season goose stuff coming up that we want to wrap up in video before we finish our waterfowl season video for the year. So we got that, and then we got turkey season coming up, and of course we'll be chasing some wild pigs. And while all of you out there are chasing your own wild pigs and turkeys and waterfowl, that brings us to our guest today. Our guest today is the owner and operator of Fur, Fin, and Feather Taxidermy, and he has a game processing operation. I believe he's out of Colusa, California. Brent Nobles. Welcome to the show, Brent.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, you looks like you've had by all your posts on Facebook, looks like you've had a pretty busy year.
Man, this is probably our best year ever.
Tell us if people want to follow you or follow what's going on in the world of Brent Nobles and Fur, Fin, and Feather Taxidermy. They can follow you on Facebook, Instagram.
Yep, that's right. Under my personal name on Facebook and Instagram, then my business name on Facebook also, and also have Snapchat.
Okay. Tell us some about your operation. I mean, are you in one, everything you got going in one building there, or tell us what goes on?
Yeah, we're pretty much a one-stop shop. We have my main business is taxidermy, and that's what we have going. And we also do duck picking during duck season, and we picked almost 11,000 birds this year.
Holy
and I have a butcher that works for me, a full-time. So we do meat processing. He's working on a hog right now that just came in over the weekend. And we make sausage and brats and snack sticks and everything else. And that's not limited to pigs. We do deer and a lot of waterfowl breasts this year, all the goose hunters. So we've been very busy.
Mm-hmm. How many pigs and deer do you guys do a year?
Man, I don't even keep track. I just one at a time.
Uh-huh.
But it's a lot. I got a pile of deer and elk to in my taxidermy shop, and like during deer season, we had our walk-in cooler. We have a 20 by 8 walk-in cooler, and it was full all deer season long. Deer, bears, pigs, elk, antelope, you name it, we had it.
Wow. How do you find time to do all this? I mean, how many people work for you? I mean, 11,000 birds. I mean, if there's, I don't know, 11 or 12 busy weekends a year, that's like 1,000 birds, you're getting over the weekend or something. I realize you got them over the weekday, but I mean, there must be weekends where you get nearly 1,000 birds in.
Yeah, that's right. On the first big north wind day, we did 585 birds.
Wow.
On that Saturday. Then we had another, what I believe was a Thursday. We did 527. Those are my 2 biggest days in the last 10 years of doing this. But I have guys that, they want side jobs and everything. They come in and help me out when I'm in a pinch.
I gotcha.
So,
do you have anyone else full-time doing it, or is it just you picking away?
No, just me mostly. My butcher, he'll help me out when he has nothing cut up or if he has a little slow time. But I have a list of people that, they could use some hours to work. And the thing is, like with duck picking, it's not feasible to have someone full time, because there's days where I could pick 75 to 150 birds by myself in a day. That's not a problem. But when we get more than that, then I'll call some people up and they'll come in after work or during their spare time.
Now, do you use a machine? Do you wax them? Do you what do you do to get the feathers off?
I have a machine.
Uh-huh.
Waxing is a lot cleaner, but it's not feasible, or it's very time consuming when you have a bunch of birds.
Uh-huh.
But I don't have any complaints from our clients. This year, I feel like I got a ton of new clients this year.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, I've been following you for a little while, and the posts with the number of animals and birds and everything that you've had in has been pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Not to be sexist, but do you hate to pick female birds, all the stinking pin feathers? I mean, am I imagining that, or is that how it goes?
It's usually just the hen mallards that are all pin feathery.
Okay.
For most of the year, I mean, there's times where they're pretty clean for about 2 weeks. It seems like they always have pin feathers for some reason.
Yeah, I did some hen greenwigs here. I had a bunch of pin feathers on those too. It seems like It seems like no matter where I go in life, females are causing me problems. But but I guess that's a different podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, and the spoonies at the end of the year, for some reason, they're full of pin feathers too.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to dive in and figure why biologically that is, but I guess that's another conversation. How did you get into this? I mean, how did you get into both things? How did you get into taxidermy, and then how did you get into processing game, and did one morph into the other, or what went on there?
Yeah, well, the taxidermy thing I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. This is my dream job, and so I ended up going to taxidermy school out in Colorado, and the first week I was back home from school, Kittles sends me a lot of business, our sporting goods store here, and I got a big 40-pound salmon in, and I haven't seen the bottom of my freezer since. Then, but as far as the duck picking goes, there was another duck picking operation here in town, and I was, in a year of me doing taxidermy, they never sent me one bird, so if they're not going to refer business to me, I guess I have to make my own business happen.
Uh-huh.
So that's where the duck picking goes. And that's while I was in Kittles, I had my shop there in the back of Kittles. Then I had the opportunity to buy a new property with a great big building, and My buddy, he's a butcher. He was a butcher over at a grocery store, and he said, "Hey, let's open up a butcher shop." And so that's where we started the meat processing for wild game.
All right. What do you charge? What do you charge for bird clean ducks? Just start with
ducks is $5 a bird, $5 a duck, or $30 a limit. So you get it one bird for free.
I got
and
you.
breasting, we breast out a lot of birds, and that's $3 to breast them out. Same with geese. It doesn't matter what it is.
Uh-huh.
It's $3.
So I mean, will you do them custom, kind of like for somebody if people want people want their specs picked? What do you charge? What do you charge to pick specs?
$7.
$7. Okay.
Yes, sir. And everything is vacuum sealed.
Okay. Nice. Have you ever had Fish and Game come in and go through everything in your shop and whatnot between all your cleaned stuff, your processing and your taxidermy?
No, I'm pretty fortunate that they have. And our local warden, he's here all the time anyways, checking on me, making sure everything is up and up. And I have a pretty good rapport with him, so he doesn't feel the need of tearing my freezers apart, which you wouldn't find anything anyways except a headache.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see. How many? Let's see. What are your hours? Do you have hours of operation, or do you just have people get a hold of you just on the phone? I mean, you're just kind of available all the time. I mean, you must be answering the phone all the time.
This is the shop that never sleeps. We typically open our doors at 9 a.m. and we close them whenever. We during duck season, we try to keep them open for an hour after shooting time. But there's times we're here till 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Sometimes longer.
Now, do you hunt yourself?
On occasion. I love to hunt, but the reality of me going out, I don't get to hunt as much as I want, which I guess that's probably everyone's deal, you know?
Uh-huh.
But
yeah,
I was fortunate enough to draw that good deal tag this year.
Yeah, you got a pretty nice buck there.
I got a really nice buck, and all the locals down there were ecstatic.
Uh-huh.
So that tells me something.
Would that be a good archery tag?
Oh, well, that tag, that's a general tag. So yeah, there's guys down there archery hunting.
Oh,
and during that time they were in the rut. So yeah. But then I guess they have a early season archery hunt, and I don't even know what it's called during archery season down there. But yeah, my buddy lives down there, and he says they kill quite a few nice bucks. The people around there, whoever draws,
yeah, they
kill some good bucks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you have? I see some of those posts. Do you you clean for a lot of the major guides up there, huh? Guides, Scott Feist and
there's Scott Feist and James Stone. They send me tons of birds. Ken Bagley, Blake's Guide Service. There's tons. Cameron Tucker. He's another one. One weekend, one Saturday, that's Northwind Saturday, he sent over 200 birds in here.
Wow.
They slaughtered them. R.J. Waldron, he's another great guy. There's a lot of good guides around here, and I'm fortunate to, have good friendships with those guys, and they send their clients in here.
Have you ever had to turn down work?
No.
No?
There's no turning down work. No, you just find a way to make it happen.
You just stay up, and you're just cleaning birds all night till the next ones start arriving the next day, almost, huh?
All the birds are cleaned that same day, unless they bring them in so late that we have everything cleaned up. We'll put them in the walk-in in the cooler, and we'll pick them first thing next morning. But if it's busy like that day of 585 birds, we stay here till they're all done and put in the freezers.
So so you put when someone brings in a limit of birds, you put a tag on them saying who they were, what when they shot them, what species and sex and everything.
Absolutely.
And then, so you'll do that limit and then put it together and then go on to the next limit, or do you, or how do you do that?
Yes and no. When we have a crew working, when we're busy like that, the pickers are running the whole time. Someone's picking, someone's singeing and cutting off all the feet, the heads, the wings and whatnot. And then someone's gutting them and washing them and hanging them up to dry, to drain. Then we'll have someone vacuum seal them.
Okay.
So,
how long? Say you got a green head, no pin feathers, and you were just going to pick them and clean them, vacuum pack them yourself. What's your turnaround time from start to finish? How long you think it takes you to do a bird?
That'll be about. If I did it just by myself, it'd be about 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay.
We could have a duck done easily before. We could have 3 ducks done easily if they're clean, if they're dry, before they're done filling out the paperwork.
Okay, so that's a good question. What when people bring you birds for processing, what would you like them to know?
Just hopefully don't put them in your ice chest full of water and ice.
Okay.
Keep them cool, but they don't have to drown in there.
Okay, so keep them dry, keep them clean.
Yeah, if possible. Clean. I mean, they get muddy and bloody and everything. There's just some stuff you can't help, but we work through it all.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they come in and all. Just don't leave them outside too long when it's 80 degrees. That way they're not rotten in a couple days.
Yeah, we had some of that weather, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we had some come in this past Wednesday, and they killed him on Sunday, and the guy said he was sick, and I don't know why he didn't drop him off here on his way home, but when he had his girlfriend bring him in on Wednesday, they were all rotten.
Oh, really? Did you just call him and say, hey, couldn't do anything with your birds?
Oh, yeah. I made him come back and get them. He could finish them out himself.
What's your do you have a most favorite and a least favorite duck to clean?
No, actually wood ducks are probably my favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're the easiest.
Okay.
Wood ducks and divers.
Huh.
They don't seem to tear. Sometimes sprig, when they get real fat, the big bull sprig, they'll tear a little bit.
Yeah.
But man, they're tasty though.
Okay, then moving on to big game. What do you want people to know when they bring you big game for meat processing?
Well, actually, for the big game, we do full service. If they're local, if they're close, within say 10 to 20 minutes, just give me a call as soon as they kill it and bring it straight in.
Don't even gut it, huh?
Don't even gut it. Well, yeah, because most people that gut them, I've had deer killed less than 5 minutes, like really just across the river from my shop, and then they spend all the time gutting it and everything. Then they drag it through the fields and ditches, and then it comes in full of mud and weeds, and they're just filthy. So I go, man, just don't even gut them. Bring them here. We'll hang them up and skin them, gut them, cape them out, the whole 9 yards, and throw them in the walk and get them ready to cool down and ready to cut up.
I know this from personal experience. It's a lot easier to keep your carcass clean than it is to try to clean it once you've got it dirty.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And when I skin them, I leave all the meat on the carcass. It's not on the hide.
Yeah. Nice.
So you could, during deer season, you could walk in my cooler and see which ones I skinned out compared to what the others have skinned out.
Yeah. What kind of knife do you? What do you got a special kind of knife that you like to manufacture? You like to use for your skinning and whatnot?
Yeah. I use a very specialized Victorinox. It's like a little paring knife. It cost me like $5.99 there at Kittle's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it has a thin blade. I use it for everything. I've skinned out bison and elk, deer, you named it. And that's what I use during duck season for cutting everything up too.
So you use it for big game, for birds, everything?
I use it for everything.
When it gets dull, you just throw it away and grab another one?
Nope.
Or you throw
I got one of those little cheap sharpeners. I don't even know what it's called. An AccuSharp.
Oh,
sharpener is like
right.
$13, $14.
You drag it through that a few times?
Yeah, those two things go with me everywhere I go.
Huh.
So yeah, I use that for everything. The blade's thin enough it stays sharp.
Yeah.
I skin out whole pigs with it without having to sharpen it most of the time.
Really?
Yeah, pigs are pretty tough. I'll cape them out and everything. So
Yeah, they are tough, and all the dirt they have in their hides and everything. I've got a skinning room. I always wash them off before I start doing it and try to get all the dirt off them before.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay, well then, what about on taxidermy? What should what are some do's and don'ts for people before they bring you animals?
As far as big game goes, don't cut them up the neck, up the front of the neck. Don't cut the brisket short. You know, that's the good thing about when I'm skinning out the animals. I'll cape them and everything. I just do it all right there. But if they're in the back country, you know, they have to skin them out to the base of the skull. I tell them cut right down the back of the neck, right down along the backbone, and then peel the hide forward. And make sure it's like a good 10 inches behind the front shoulders. You know, and go around the body there,
right.
up the back of the legs where the hair pattern is the white and the brown hair come together, and just cut it right straight through there and peel it up, and I'll take it off the face.
Okay. How long does it take you to use that same knife for caping?
I use that same knife for everything.
Really?
Yeah, caping, everything.
How long does it take you? Someone brings in something that's just been cut off at the neck there, and you go to cape it. How long does that take you?
Usually, if no interruptions, if I could just do it straight, probably about 15 minutes.
Wow. I think it takes me 15 minutes just to get up and get around the antlers or something, before, and then I get pissed off and hair starts falling out and ripping off.
Well, you can use a flathead screwdriver to get around the burrs.
Okay,
that helps too.
I'm gonna have to come your way and get some lessons this year, because I do it, but it's never right.
Man, we could do a video on that.
We can do that. We can do that. We could do a hog one anytime, and this deer season when one comes, we could do a good deer one. So
absolutely,
we've got the technology.
I mean, it's definitely needed. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, that would be definitely a community service thing, because
absolutely
it'd help people a lot. So, well, what else do we what did we not cover? What else do we need to know about your taxidermy or game processing?
Well, for the game processing, we charge $150 a deer. Okay. And the skinning and caping's free. There's no extra charge for that. And everything is vacuum sealed. It's boned out. Most everyone wants their deer boned out. Pigs are the same. And bears, we typically charge the same on bears also. Like, we just charge a flat rate, $150. It's a lot easier that way.
Uh-huh.
And everyone knows, like, some places charge by the pound, and everyone's wondering, well, how much does this weigh? How much is it going to cost me? So just a flat fee, make it simple, take the good with the bad for us. You know, sometimes we get small bears in, sometimes we get giant bears in.
Yeah.
So it all averages out for us. And the client, they get good quality meat back. As long as they take care of it, don't let it sit out too long.
And then it's extra if you want sausage and stuff like that made, right?
That's correct. Yeah, we do patty or bulk sausage, like patty sausage. We do links, like bratwurst-style links of different flavors, and snack sticks, and we make jerky also.
Mm-hmm. I was now I'm just drawing a blank on what I was going to ask you.
Mark, forgetting something?
Mark, forget
Never.
something. I know I was going to ask you about aging. If someone says, I'd really like this deer aged 10 days, will you age their deer 10 days, or do you want to get them processed and out of there as soon as you can?
Oh, no, we'll age them. We'll hang them most everyone wants them to hang at least a week.
Uh-huh.
But some people want it done overnight, so a couple of days we'll get them done.
Okay.
Some people, unfortunately, they try to age them themselves, and that's where things usually go bad.
They don't keep them cold enough?
No, I think they keep them cold enough, but their aging deal is like, I think they just forgot that they're in the fridge. So they come in, they're pretty much like jerky and want us to, do miracles with them.
Yeah. I've seen some of those dry aging videos. It's amazing how long they let some of that beef sit, but they do.
Right.
But they do lose on those longer sits. They do lose significant portion to drying and everything, like between the hard stuff the dried meat they got to cut off the outside, and just the moisture loss. They lose like 45% of what there is.
Right. Yes. Yeah, I've seen those also.
But, Ryer, you think of anything else for our guest?
Yeah. So with, all the animals that you have coming in and that you've worked with, have you seen any really cool, unique animals in your time?
Oh yeah, every one's a little different. I've seen some really great bucks come in. A few years ago, I had an 11-foot alligator that I got to work on. We do a lot of African safaris. I just got in a red stag from New Zealand, so I get stuff in from pretty much all over the world.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And
go ahead.
Oh yeah, and whenever I have a chance, I like to take a business trip. If I have enough clients to go, been to Africa a couple of times, so that was all business, strictly business, no pleasure here.
Yeah.
So
didn't have any fun.
No, there's no fun over there to be had. But if anyone wants to go, I'm planning another trip.
Are you?
Strictly business. Yeah, strictly business. For me,
of course. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a blast over there.
And an African adventure is a pretty good value, considering the number of animals you get to take for the amount of money. For the price of a really good elk hunt, you can get a half a dozen animals.
Oh, absolutely. And the cool thing about Africa is, your flight is about $1,700, but that's something that if you space it out right over a year or 2 years, it's not a huge amount of money out of your pocket at once.
Mm-hmm.
You plan your trip, you put down your deposit,
right?
Then you do your airfare, you recover all that. Then by the time you're ready to go, you have not a huge loss out of your account.
Yeah, that's
if you're on a tight budget,
right. What does not counting, or maybe you've got the price for listeners. What's if a guy wants to go shoot 5 animals, including your flight and tips and everything? Do you ever figure it out how much a trip costs?
No, I don't want to scare myself.
Don't want to scare.
But no, in fact, we're planning a trip for hopefully July of 2019. One of my buddies, he's a sales rep for an outfit over there, and I believe just for your week stay, it's $850 for being there for the week, and that's all your ground transportation and whatnot. Then they'll give you a menu, basically a price list of animals, and if you want a kudu or impala, warthog, or whatever sable, we could get into Cape Buffalo and lions if you want.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just all depends what you want. You can set some up ahead of time and start sending money over now, and you'll have a account in your name ready to go, so you'll have some money saved up.
Yeah. Is this in South Africa, or where is it at?
Yes, sir, South Africa.
Okay. And most all those they're high fenced, and I say high fence, I don't want to be a target, because some of those high fenced operations are pretty huge.
Oh yeah. I went a couple summers ago, and we're on one high fence ranch. I was over 50,000 acres. So it's those animals, and it's like hunting the brush country in A zone.
Uh-huh.
It's like, it's thick, it's warm, those animals know where to hide. There's certain animals that we were searching for. They knew we're on the ranch that we never seen.
Really?
So yeah.
So it's not like like
you're not going to a petting zoo,
right.
That's for sure.
Yeah, some of the stigma that's attached to that. It's
right.
You may hunt, you may never even hardly see a fence.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see animals. There's so much wildlife out there, but they're looking for specific animals. Your PH, your guides, and the owner of the place, they want certain animals called off, that are past their breeding. I was lucky enough, I was able to go after a giraffe, and he was just causing holy terror over there, and they said they had to have him go, so I just happened to be the lucky one to get him.
Now, is there any natural predators on those, or do they keep those off and then they just let the hunting manage the numbers?
No, I've been over there. We're on one of the smaller, a 7,000-acre ranch, and actually we heard a lion one evening on the neighboring ranch. So those high fences are mostly to keep the people out, the poachers, and those animals, if they want to, they can get under the fence or over the fence.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it's not just like they're caged in. It's not like that.
Uh-huh. All right. Well,
it's definitely an experience everyone needs to do.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I keep thinking about that Alaska experience. So Africa experience. So
A little different. Climate's a little different.
Climate's different in Africa than Alaska?
Just a tad, I think.
Well, but when I do that, Brent, I'll have to hunt you down, and you can set me up with your contacts.
Yeah, let's go 2019.
Okay. All right. I will definitely think about that.
Put the word out. More the merrier, in my opinion.
All right. How many people can you take at one?
I believe they could take up to 8 people.
Okay. All right.
But they have a couple different ranches, so we might be able to do 8 in each ranch.
Okay.
And
all right.
Like I said, it's a business trip for me, so more people that go, more business I get.
Now, will you, when you shoot an animal over there and you want it, and you said, man, I'd like to get that Impala mounted, do you do the caping work on it, or do they just take it away and they do it all?
No, that's pretty much, I'm spoiled over there. So they have professionals that they're trackers and whatnot. They're all lined up to do that. They do a great job. They're trained and experienced, and basically you don't want to take a job away from them.
Yeah.
They survive, the trackers, they survive off your tips.
Sure.
So, and the tips are whatever you decide they're worth. There's no set amount. Last time I went, the guys I went with, they had a much larger budget than I had, but
yeah.
So it's just whatever you could do.
Yeah.
Well, I have a topic here that you guys don't have to go into this, but it's interesting, I think. There's a lot of talk of people of trying to end quote unquote trophy hunting in Africa. And what are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you have any opinions, especially having been over there, Brent, and hunting? Do you have any thoughts on that particularly?
No, I think it's actually a great deal for them. We as Americans, we spend a ton of money over there in Africa and help sustain the local population. A lot of that money goes back into the ranches, the animals in the local area. Like a lot of the meat that we ate, what we could every night for dinner, we ate a lot of backstrap, but the rest of the carcass, the meat they had processed and gave to neighboring villages. I know my giraffe, that went to an orphanage. They processed him to an orphanage, and they had a couple other animals specifically set aside, the ones that we harvested that went to neighboring villages there.
Yeah, and be clear on this. These people that have non-hunting jobs there. I mean, these people are hoping to make $1 or $2 a day or something like that. What on whatever work they can get, and when they get us gringos showing up and they get tipped $10 or $20 or $40 or $50 or $100 a day or something like that, depending, like you say, on the client and stuff. I mean, it's a real game changer for these people.
Absolutely. Like we're riding a fence line on one of the ranches in the truck, and just on the other side of the fence, there's these 3 young boys, or actually 4. There's like a 16-year-old driving this buggy with a donkey pulling it. These other 3 kids, they were out there gathering firewood, and I didn't think anything of it till we found out later they were actually poaching the firewood. That's a big deal, and so the families have to send their kids out to trespass on these ranches to even collect firewood, which seems really odd to us. Like, if they would just go and ask, it'd be fine, but those landowners take it seriously. They figure if they could steal firewood, they can steal one of their animals, and you know that's like cattle wrestling here. You know,
Yeah.
you go out and try to steal someone's cow, or their steer or whatever. That's not going to fly very well. So
Nope, taking food out of their mouth. Yeah.
yeah.
For sure.
So what we provide as hunters, and you know that meat goes to the local population. It's kind of makes you feel good. And if you ever been over there, or whoever thinks that you know people are oppressed over here, they should go over there and check them out.
Yeah, my wife and I went fishing in Mexico on our honeymoon, and just driving through the back country back there and seeing houses that are made of pallets and carpet and glue and broken glass and everything. And I asked our driver, I said, how much do these people make? And they said, oh, you know, maybe $2 or $3 a day or something like that if they can find work. So, you know, our fishing guide, you know, when it was all over, and, you know, you give them you know, I don't know if we ended up giving them a couple $100 for the whole amount of time we're there or something. But I mean, that's a difference maker in the community. Not to mention in Africa, I know a number of people that they've dug wells, started schools. You know, the hunting community has done a lot for these African communities.
Absolutely. Yeah. So no, hunting is you know, we're not over there just to slay every critter. We're there for certain animals that they have on a list that needs to be managed.
Yeah. Do you bow hunt or rifle hunt?
I'm a rifle hunter. I'm not very stealthy. I'm 6'7", and my feet are too big to be quiet, to be stealthy in the woods.
So did they have bow hunting opportunities on the place you go, blinds and whatnot?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they sure do. I'm not very patient. I don't like sitting still. So, yeah, no, if you're a bow hunter, great opportunities. They have water holes and everything for them, and they have blinds above the water holes or out the water holes, and there's tracks everywhere. Those animals come through at some point during the day, but, you know, I'm not one to sit still.
Okay. All right. Well, Brent, thank you very much for coming on the show today. And one more time, if people want to locate you, what's the best way for them to locate you?
Just drive to Calusa. I'm right here all the time. No, I have by Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. They could give me a call direct at 530-632-2417, and that's my cell phone. You could text me or call me for any questions or for my availability, which I'm pretty much available all the time.
All right.
Also, if anyone's looking for pig hunts, one of my buddies, he's a guide, and he kills a lot of hogs.
Okay.
So
who's that?
We could Brandon B. Dart. He's up out of Arbuckle, and we could do the processing, the whole 9 yards. So
okay, excellent. One more time with your phone number so people don't have to rewind and do it again. Although of course we'll post it, but give them one more time.
It's 530-632-2417.
And what's the name of your business again?
Fur, Fin, and Feather Taxidermy.
Very good. Well, Brent, thank you very much for coming on and spending some time with us today, and for all the people here in Northern California. You're a great resource. So hopefully more people find out about you, and you can pick 1,500 birds a day next year.
All right, we'll do it.
All right, Brent.
Who needs to sleep?
What's that?
I said, who needs to sleep?
Who needs sleep? Right. Well, you got to finish strong here. You got one more weekend of goose, or 5 days of goose coming up here. So good luck with that, and we'll certainly be in touch with you, and we'll come make a skinning, caping, game processing video with you.
Absolutely.
Okay, Brent, thank you very much for coming on the show.
All right, thank you.
All right, Brent Nobles, everybody. That was very informative, and learn stuff myself all the time, and I'm gonna have to get up and check out one of those $5 knives. It's clear I've been spending way too much money on my knife. So, Ryer, what else do we got? We got our local goose season that we're going to be finishing up here and trying to finish strong with a waterfowl video, and then we got turkey and hog. So what releases might we have coming up soon?
Well, we got a couple videos just ready to put out right now. We got that one where you showed some excellent shooting skills by well, you want to explain that one? Give folks a little preview of your sweet skills.
What that's too general. Me shooting well. Which one are you talking about?
Watch out. We got a badass over here. The one up at the ranch. You know, the one where one hand you had your shotgun.
Yes,
the other hand you had a
we
camera.
yeah, okay. It was a shotgun.
You know exactly which one I'm talking about.
I just wanted to make you say it. I just wanted to make you say it. Yes, there's some fine shotgun marksmanship video coming up. Marksmanship.
You've been planning that one.
But so we'll have that, and we'll have. I'm sure we've got lots of other things laying in the weeds.
We got a pretty cool documentary, kind of mini documentary. I think that people will enjoy.
Yeah, we've got a on a horse driving event. So if people are curious about that, we have a excellent little documentary on that, and our wind up of our waterfowl season. Hopefully in a couple weeks we'll get that, and we've got our kind of one of our reasons why we've switched from lighter, faster arrows to heavier cut-on contact arrows. We've got a video coming up soon that's going to explain some of that. So, Ryer, one more time, give us a plug on how people can find us.
Mark Groupie Outdoors.
That's it. Goodbye.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever, I guess. We're around. Mark's got a truck. He drives it sometimes. You just find him there, I guess. Sometimes he's home.
Sometimes I'm home.
Sometimes you can find him there.
Can you find me on Wikipedia?
I don't. Maybe we can look.
Can we make Mark Groupie Wikipedia page?
If we've got a listener who likes to edit Wikipedia, which I'd be surprised because I'm nerdy and I don't even edit Wikipedia. But if we have one and you want to go make a Mark Groupie Wikipedia page, you should do it. And I just want to see what they come up with. So what the description of Mark Groupie on Wikipedia would be. Heck, you know what? They could send us on one of our social media channels what the description of Mark Groupie should be on a Mark Groupie Wikipedia. Would you be curious? I'm curious.
I get. Well, I'd kind of like to design my own Mark Groupie.
Oh, but that's not as fun. You don't get to.
You don't get to do your own.
No, Wikipedia is public, so you just have to have an account and you can edit it. That's the fun part of Wikipedia is it's publicly aggregated information.
Okay, well there you go. Well, I guess so. You can find us out everywhere on social media except for Wikipedia. And
Wikipedia isn't social media, but that's okay.
Well, it's on a computer somewhere. And
it's getting technical now.
Yeah. But Facebook is probably one of the best ways to get a hold of us, and we love to get a hold of you guys. So reach out to us, and we'd love to talk to you, and hopefully have some great releases for you. Again, thank you very much for listening to Mark Groupie Outdoors, our podcast.